Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Bernie here, bringing you yet another video here on The Charge, giving you the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. And before we get started on to today's topic, talking about Kawhi Leonard, go and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Also, go and check out our videos that we have up on the channel. We talk about teams that could be passing up on Luka Doncic. We have stuff on why I think the Kings won the draft lottery, and also check out our fixer-uppers, and those are great videos as well to watch. But right now, we have to talk about Kawhi Leonard and what's going on with his situation. This is according to Tom Osborne from the San Antonio Express News, and he says that the Spurs still hope to meet with Kawhi Leonard to offer the Supermax contract. As we know, Kawhi Leonard only played 9 games. He was suspected to come back to the bench at least during the playoffs, but since Popovich's wife passed away, he felt like it was best for him not to join the team back when they were playing the Golden State Warriors in the first round. But I just want to ask you guys, what do you think of this situation? Do you guys think that the Spurs should get rid of Kawhi Leonard? Do you think that the Spurs should try and re-sign him? I'd love to know your guys' opinion, because if he's able to sign the Supermax, he'll get a 5-year, $219 million deal. And that's going to be big, because for some reason it always felt like this was always about money with Kawhi Leonard. Even though I don't see him being that outward about it, like, hey, I want my money, give me my money. I do see him being a guy that has new management in his ear, and the new management is telling him, hey, don't play. You're still recovering from that Zaza Pachulia shot injury. Just take it, relax, don't go back. The Spurs way is now officially broken in some aspect, because when you have your superstar do it, then it allows other players that weren't in the Spurs way. So for guys that come in new, they're like, oh, well, Kawhi Leonard kind of did the same thing. Why can't I take a break? Or why can't I take my time off to get my money right? Every year, every situation, every team has their own way, and it gets broken every once in a while. It gets broken at some point. But with the Spurs, it took about almost, 18 to 20 years until their way was finally broken. So this is going to be interesting to see if the Spurs are going to want to re-sign Kawhi Leonard, or will they just be very vengeful and just say, you know what, you weren't there for us when we needed you. You didn't want to try and play, even though, he felt himself that he couldn't play. The team felt some sort of way because we had Tony Parker, we had Manu Ginobili come out and say something about it. So that's obviously going to be a little bit of an issue with those guys, along with everyone else in the team. They had a team meeting without Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's up in New York trying to rehab, playing the NBA, PA basketball gyms, trying to work out there. I just want to know what you guys think of the situation. It's still messy. We still don't know a lot more details. I'm sure as the summer continues to roll on, we'll find out more about it. But at the same time, I don't really know, because Kawhi Leonard is a really quiet guy. He doesn't really speak his mind out that much. So we don't really know what his mind is and what his mindset is, or if we're even going to hear from him. He might not even come back next year to the team. He might still stay out, because eventually he does have to answer these questions to the media and also the coaching staff. And if he just stays away from them, this just seems kind of babyish to me. I wish he would be more upfront about it right now, so that way they don't ask him in the future, or they don't ask him next year during the start of the season, or that's not the first question that Coach Popovich, or if Coach Popovich decides to retire because, he wants to enjoy the rest of his time with his family and all that stuff. But he does have to answer these questions, whether it's now or later. It's up to him. If I was him, I would do it now. So that way I can just take the hit and then worry about what my future in my NBA career is going to be. Whether it's still on the Spurs, whether I get traded to a Boston, to a Philadelphia 76ers, whatever the move is, I would rather face it now than later, but it's up to him. And again, guys, let me know what you guys think of that situation. And just last but not least, guys, we have to talk about the game that happened yesterday against the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. Probably the best game in this playoff series so far. The way that it was a game of runs. It felt like teams were going back and forth with one another. It wasn't like... at the beginning, it felt like it was going to be a blowout just because of how hot the Warriors got to a quick start, a 12-0 run. But Eric Gordon kept him in the game a little bit. He tried to do his best, and then the rest of the Rockets just absolutely took it over. They beasted and feasted. They got pretty well production out of everybody. The best one, I think, and the one that means the most, is probably PJ Tucker, who got 16 rebounds. That's pretty amazing for a guy his size to get that many rebounds. And we also had guys like Clint Capella, who also got 13. And then we had Harden and Chris Paul, who got 30 and 27 respectively, along with Aaron Gordon getting his 14. And then going to the Warriors, of course, Draymond had 11, 13 and 8. Kevin Durant had 27, 3 and 12. Steph Curry had 28, 2 and 6. Klay Thompson only had 10, but he was injured a little bit, so he didn't really look the same when he came back from his injury. And I think this game came down to a situation where the Warriors got a little bit too isocentric with some of their plays. They felt that they could rely too much on the Kevin Durant jump shot. Even though he is the master of the mid-range, it did feel like they got a little bit too comfortable with Kevin Durant shooting those mid-range shots. And, they had less than 10 seconds left. Kevin Durant came up the court. He went to the left side, even though the right side was wide open, if you could see it in the replay here. He was wide open on the right side, so I don't know why he wouldn't just go to the right side, either pull up for three or, look for a better shot. But it wasn't like they really had that many assists except for Draymond. Draymond had the most assists out of everybody here. Steph Curry only had 2 assists, which is very disappointing in my point guard. Even though I know he's a scoring guard, still, Steph Curry is not that bad of a passer. He should have had way more assists than that. And Kevin Durant only had 3 assists in a passing style offense. But like I said, they got too comfortable with the ISO game. There was a chance that Steve Kerr could have called the timeout. Klay Thompson got the ball in the final possession. He was hurt. I didn't expect him to do anything. And my question is, should we hold Kevin Durant to the same standard that LeBron has been held to when we talk about him passing up a shot instead making the right play? Because in this case, there wasn't a right play for Kevin Durant to make. The right play was to take the shot. If I know that Kevin Durant is my best shooter, my best shot creator for himself, he can create his own shot, then I want him to do that. I don't know why he froze. I mean, this just doesn't make any sense to me why he didn't try and take a pull-up jumper. He had 6'5" Tucker on him, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I want to know, do you guys hold him to the same accountability that you would a LeBron James? We all know LeBron James can pass it out sometimes. A lot of people like Skip Bayless and other analysts get upset with him because they feel like he should attack the basket. He should want to go to the free throw line. There's a lot of situations where they get mad at LeBron James for making the right play. And I want to know, do you guys hold Kevin Durant to the same standard? Because right now, looking through Twitter, looking through the ESPN articles, I just hear nothing about Kevin Durant freezing, choking at the moment. I mean, it's a choke. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And it's not like it's... And the good thing is that it's not in the NBA Finals. It's not in any other situation like that. But he did choke. And I want to know if you guys agree with that statement or disagree. I would love to know your guys' opinion on that. And other than that, guys, this is it for the charge. Giving the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. I'm sorry if my voice doesn't sound very energetic as it usually does. I'm still recovering from a fever. And hopefully tomorrow I will bring you guys a NBA draft prospect video where I talk about a certain individual who I think could be the biggest steal of the NBA draft this year. Anyway, guys, hit that subscribe button, check out our videos, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.